steeper. Great sunny weather. So we're making the most of it. Very active over the way. Travelling out across Lake Wanaka on a cruise to Stevenson's Island. Fantastic panoramas in this lake, it's amazing. Yeah. This very large lump of land we can see here is just called the Peninsula. And it separates Stevenson's inlet, or the inlet that Stevenson's Island is on, from the rest of Lake Wanaka. Stevenson Island.
Goes down quite deep too.
Yeah,
Because you look down.
beautiful
and see.
view. Beautiful view of the beach. Top of the lookout on Stevenson's Island. Wanaka, but I reckon it's just tea tree. It's exactly the same as a good old Australian coastal tea tree. The tree's covered with lichen. Look at the branches on it, they're covered with lichen. Just leaving Wanaka now. And I see a 1.5 metre passing sign. So maybe they do have that rule in New Zealand. Or maybe just a recommendation. That's good to know. But there's a lot of people who are not doing that the other day. We're heading up the valley to Cardrona. And then we'll climb over the Crown Range, which is going to be the highest pass we're going to do, I think. It's over 1,000 metres, 1,076 or something. Beautiful day again. It's going to be pretty warm, about 25, I believe. A lot of bare hills around here, because it's all snow covered in winter mainly. It's a short growing season, so trees don't grow. Sheep country all around here. Car back. A few more cars. Cardrona ski resort up there, set up on the hill. Been a gradual climb so far. Big tractor on the move. collection of bras has been here for over 7 years. I was here last time we were in Cardrona, and there's information about there. I think it's fundraising too. I think it might be a breast cancer fundraising thing. We're just in Cardrona, but of course they call this Bradrona, and they are raising money for the Breast Cancer Foundation. Unfortunately, we've been living on the credit card for all of this trip. We haven't even got any New Zealand currency. We stopped at Cardrona, where there's a historic cemetery here. A lot of people buried here from the gold rush days in the 1860s and later, about 70 on the register who were buried in the cemetery. Very peaceful place for them. A lot of stone memorials for those that are still standing. It's a bit of a slow pull into Cardrona, but we're getting there. It's a tiny community, historic town. Looks like the church up here on the right. Hall and church. General store. There's local wines. And coffee there before lunch. Up there's the pub. Go up there in a moment. It's a sunny day in Cardrona. We're enjoying the lovely gardens at the cafe. Relaxing. How are you feeling, dear?
Oh, pretty good.
Have you had an enjoyable time coming up the road? Have you had an enjoyable time coming up the road? Yes.
Been nice and comfortable.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Much flatter than what I thought it would be. I thought it was a steady climb, but it wasn't.
Much flatter, you thought it'd be steeper coming up the valley.
I thought we were going to be coming up a hill, but we weren't.
Right. Well, it was fairly flat, but it was steady climbing, gradual climbing, yeah.
I think the real push is ahead of us.
Yes, I think it is too. We've got a nice cottage garden sort of setting here with the wind blowing in from the north. It's cool northerly blowing in. Olive trees over there. Nobody's identified for me what those blue
They're weeds.
flowers are. They're weeds. How do you know?
Oh, people have said, the local people have said, people who live here
But
have said
what-
they are weeds. I don't know what they're called.
What are they called? That's what I want to know. I have not been able to establish what they're called. Just had morning tea, a late morning tea, to be followed shortly after by an early lunch. Shortest gap between morning tea and lunch we had.
Then we
so
have to
far.
somehow get up the hill.
And climb the hill at some stage as well. We'll have the energy for it. Up to the Cardrona Hotel. A bit of an icon of Cardrona. Very historic old building. Gee, there's a lot of traffic in town. It's a very touristy little place with the old schoolhouse. I remember them being quite a lot bigger in Dunedin. What is the old car? Please don't sound me fragile. Yep. Is it Ford or is it something else? A Dodge. Oh no, it's a Chrysler. An old Chrysler from the 19... Deep up the Cardrona Valley, heading for the Crown Range Pass. And it's a long, steep climb. Very open country, no shade. Finally pushed, shoved, walked, thumped and grunted to the top of the Crown Range. It's Crown Saddle, the very top. We'll get a look at the view. You can see way down in the valley there, Lake Wakatipu and Queenstown, and the road going down the Crown Range. Oh boy, we flew in here to Queenstown on Christmas Day and our plane was below the level of that road. that river and cross it to get onto the main highway shortly. There's a whole series of switchbacks to get down there. And then we'll ride on into Frankton. Margaret! Just coming into Frankton now, past the Queenstown Event Centre. Went out this way to do some shopping when we first came into Queenstown 3 or 4 weeks ago. Nice quiet trails through here, and they're flat, in contrast to the earlier part of that trail, which was an absolute bastard steep climb. Cycle trails in New Zealand, not very well designed. Called cycle trails, mostly they're more like mountain bike tracks, but this one's a half decent bike track. Not much in the way of line marking and design to it. It's an amazing thing down here. They've got a golf course right next to the airport. We flew in and we thought, what are those funny flags out there? What are those people doing out on that green stuff? And sure enough, they're the flags for the golf pitches, the greens. See over there the control tower. There's the windsock for the airport, and there's the flag for the green, for the hole. My God. On the hills, and we're just rolling into Frankton. We're at the airport again, Queenstown Airport. This is because, not because we're flying, but we've had to help Matthew pack up because... Yeah, check on you. Matthew's over there. He's checking in. You can see him over there with his bag all packed up with a great big load on the trolley. Matthew's flying home to Melbourne. We're still here for another 3 weeks. It's the Earnslaw. We're sailing on her out to Walter Peak, the Grand Lady of the Lake. The last steamship sailing on Lake Wakatipu out of Queenstown. Those trees are at Walter Peak where we're going to go. It's not far, about 10 kilometres across the lake, and we'll get there and set up camp. There's a lovely little campsite by the lake out there. This one, she's the Earnslaw, as you can see. One of a whole network of steamships that used to ply Lake Wakatipu, transporting people, tourists and goods all over the lake. It's a beautiful day today.
You're approximately we'll do until your cruise on Lake Wakatipu at Rock Peak. So we'll do now, so it's trying to walk and get underway. How have I been any problems today? We're really trying to put a safety group like an emergency. There's been a pre-recorded message. If I see a way to teach it now, is that pass through?
Here we are at the steamer wharf on Lake. Turns out it's called Lake Wakatipu or something. Not Wakatipu, I thought it was. Wakatipu. Around to the Botanical Gardens over there, and right out over the other side, past where these boats are, is Walter Peak, where we're going to be spending the night camping.
Oh, it's very windy and it's cold.
Are you cold? It's cool.
No. A little bit chilly.
I'd call it cool. Chilly. Oh, okay. Okay. And there's a water taxi going out over there. Other side there.
Popped around.
Yeah. Lots of seagulls around looking for food, like seagulls always do. We're just relaxing until we get our cruise on the TSS Earnslaw over the Walter Peak. Should be a nice cruise. 3/4 of an hour of relaxing and sit out. Well, this is a statue of a moa, New Zealand's ancient megafauna that existed until some several hundred years ago, and as you can see by their size, a bit bigger than the average emu, and certainly bigger than a kiwi. They stand about 3 metres high, and Queenstown's bustling with people, lots of tourists all around. You can't, when you look at the mountains over there, you can't fail to be impressed. They're very much focused on action sports, the jet boats, the funny little shark submarines that take people out, go underwater and then dive up into the air, and lots of other boat cruises, lots of food, lots of pubs. We're not going to stay here too long. We've had our fill of it, had a quiet day today. Not much cycling, probably only did about 15 kilometres. Matthew went home, and Margaret and I are going to head across the lake and head south on the Round the Mountains trail, heading down to Invercargill, way down in the deep south of Southland, and then we'll head to Stewart Island. So it's going to be an interesting few days. Board dear. We'll head out to Walter Peak and do our barbecue dinner. That's going to be interesting in this cold wind. But look, it's sunny over there. It's on the sunny side of the lake.
Where the campsite is, we go a kilometre out barbecue, or do we have it where we go?
No, the barbecue's at the campsite. It's a kilometre ride. We'll go up there, and it's on the, it should get more sun because we're on the south side of the lake, so we'll have the sun on us a bit more.
See, that's back to the 1900s. Back then we didn't have any roads around the shores of Lake Wakatipu, Lake Cardrona today. So until we Queenstown, until we can walk out the north end of the lake, Number of stations along the shores are all very reliant on boats to bring their freight and passengers up from Queenstown down the southern end of the lake where the train line is. Make sure they're lined up nicely.
Steam is provided by two local maritime fire tube boilers, ship heater tubes in the funnel. Coal is hand shoveled in the 4 doors, 1 tonne per hour. Must be the first class saloon perhaps. Fancy lights. Plus decor on the doors. And look at the paintings on the walls. Not sure whether we're allowed down here. I mean, this is the first class saloon, but we'll take what we get.